Hello everybody, it's Josie here. I'm going to be doing a book tag today. So I'm going to be doing the stay at home reading tag. And this book tag was created by the lovely Jacqueline Bissett. And they're in the Reading Rush as well. I didn't take part in the Reading Rush this year. It was the at home Reading Rush. If I'm honest, I had kind of various things going on and I just couldn't really kind of commit for that particular weekend, which I think it was last weekend, but I was there in spirit, and I am obviously reading at home where we're all under lockdown here at home still in the UK, which has just been extended by another 3 weeks, potentially more. So there's a lot of at-home reading happening in my house. So I thought I would do this tag because it's a fun tag and I think there's some cool questions. So I'm looking down at my laptop because I'm looking at the questions here. And so here goes the tag. So the first question is, how is your reading going while staying at home? Interesting question. So at the beginning, I thought, oh great, I'm going to do loads and tons of reading and I'm going to get through all of the books that I've got still on my TBR, and I'm going to get through all of the books. I'm going to reread everything that I wanted to reread, and that actually hasn't happened. So I work from home, so I'm quite busy during the week, obviously working, and I think what's happened is that because pretty much all of my company that I work for is working from home as well, I think people are kind of taking advantage of the flexible hours. So I've got calls in the evenings, in the early mornings, because I work globally. So I've actually been really busy during the week, which hasn't left that much time for reading, if I'm honest. So between working and working out and trying to, stay active and trying to keep up with my weights program, I do weightlifting, so I'm trying to do that from home, and that's quite difficult. So I'm trying to find alternatives. I've actually been quite busy during the week, so I haven't actually done that much reading. I have been doing some reading on the weekends, but then again, I'm spending time with my mum, and I think what's happening is I'm finding it hard to concentrate as well. So I've gotten through a few books that I've really enjoyed, but sort of just trying not to go online and read the latest kind of coronavirus news and all of that. So I've kind of unplugged myself from a lot of social media. I've taken myself off Facebook. I'm trying to just concentrate on the things that I want to do and not letting myself get distracted. And I think I found that quite difficult, is like the concentration bit is not being distracted with kind of what's going on and trying to focus on the storylines of books. So I've been reading quite a lot of non-fiction as well. I'm doing a course on nutrition and sports nutrition and things like that. So I've been investing kind of a lot of time in that. So I've been reading that. I've been reading about nutrition. I've been reading about women in sport. And I might actually share, do a video on a lot of the kind of that sort of non-fiction and that kind of angle that I've been reading a lot about, which really interests me. But yeah, so fiction reading, I have not done as much as I thought I would. Yeah, it's quite disappointing, but that's just how life goes. So where have I been reading while I'm at home? I've been reading in bed in the mornings before I work. So that does give me, if I wake up sort of, an hour earlier, it gives me some time to read. So that's always fun. And then really in my lounge. So I have a window where I get a lot of sun at the moment. It's been really nice weather in the UK and quite sunny. And in lieu of not being able to go outside, I've kind of been positioning myself in the window, getting a bit of a tan, that is a great place to read. It's just a bit sunny and it's lovely and it makes you feel like you're on holiday a little bit. So that's quite nice. Then the best book I've read in isolation. So it's probably two. So I'm going to grab one that I'm just about to finish, and that was on the topic I was talking about earlier. So bear with. So this book over here, as you can see, I'm just about to finish it. It's Eat, Sweat, Play, and this is actually how sport can change your life. This focuses on women in sport, and it is non-fiction. Anne Kessel is a journalist, and I found this book really fascinating. Like I said, it kind of dovetails with a lot of stuff that I'm reading generally and the stuff that I'm studying, but it has to do with women and in sport, and the idea that when we're young as girls, we're not really kind of, I was going to say forced, it's not forced. We're not really encouraged to go into sport and see sport as something that we should be doing. I think little girls are still, unfortunately, in most places, kind of seen as more passive and more, focused on how they look and little princesses and that kind of thing. And boys are kind of encouraged to go outside and run and play sport. And how, playing sport and using your physicality can really be empowering for women. And it's a fascinating book, highly recommended. Like I said, I'll probably do a more in-depth video on it. So that I really enjoyed. And then the other book is this lovely beast over here. You can probably see the cover. Let me try and get this down without wrecking my bookshelf. Is this one over here. And this is totally unexpected. Let me preface this. But Sarah J Maas's Crescent City, and this is The House of Earth and Blood, and it's the first in her adult series. Big, massive book. Really enjoyed kind of urban fantasy, werewolves, fairies. It reminded me of a lot of series I used to read when I was younger, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I had actually no trouble kind of concentrating on this, which was good. The storyline kind of kept me hooked. So I think, yeah, since I've been in isolation, this has been a good one to read. I think Jet Black and the Ninja was another one that I've just read that I really loved. And then also behind me, I'm about to do a video on Hello Girls, which I loved, and The City We Became, N.K. Jemisin. That was really good as well. So I read some great books, just not the quantity I wanted. And then what is your favourite feel-good book? So I always go back to Jen Wilde books because I love them. So The Bright Side is Queens of Geek and Going Off Script are three of my favourite feel-good books, because I just... Jen Wilde's books are just great. I just love them. Probably also, oh God, I always go back to this one as well. I'm trying to not go back to the same ones. I was gonna say, oh God, no, I can't even remember the title. I was like, okay, let's just go with the Jen Wilde books. Those generally make me really happy, and I enjoy reading them, and they make me feel good. Yeah. Also, well, can I call it feel good? But I do love the good old Nevernight series by Jay Kristoff. I really enjoy it. Also, Harry Potter audiobooks. I'm listening to Harry Potter audiobooks. They're great. I'm really enjoying it. Stephen Fry narrates them. And I actually put them on when I do exercise sometimes, which is like a great way to kind of combine the exercise and the reading. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, Harry Potter. I think I'm on Order of the Phoenix in audiobooks. And Stephen Fry reading audiobooks is just brilliant. We should do all audiobooks. A book that you wish you could buy or borrow at the moment. So there's two Amy Rose Capetta books that are brand new releases. So it's a follow-up to The Brilliant Death, and also the follow-up to Once and Future. I really want to buy them. So I need to just get on. I know Amazon's prioritizing sort of kind of, what do they call it, like emergency or must-have or priority items, but those are the two. I kind of wish, I really wanted to go and buy them in the bookstore, but as such I can't. So those are the two that I want to get, because they're brand new Amy Rose Capetta releases, and I adore Amy Rose Capetta, and actually that would make me feel really good as well to read the follow-up to Once and Future. So yeah. And then an author you want to shout out during this time. So I want to shout out Sarah J Maas for writing a great urban fantasy. I want to shout out Amy Rose Capetta for releasing two amazing new books that I absolutely want to read. I want to shout out Jen Wilde for being an author that makes me smile and happy and kind of just gets me away from thinking about horrible things. I want to shout out Jay Kristoff for writing Nevernight, and for bringing Mia Cover and Ashlyn into my life. Another author I want to shout out actually is Holly Black. So I was rereading the Tithe series. I've listened to The Cool Prince on audio. I'm going to listen to the follow-up, something King, The Wicked King. And I love Holly Black's kind of urban fairy, kind of twisted fairy tales. Love those. And also want to shout out Kim Harrison. So Kim Harrison was an author that I used to love. Dead Witch Walking is the first in her urban fantasy series about witches and vampires and fairies and the like as well. And again, I've just started rereading that book, and I haven't read it in years, and I'm loving it. And it is one of those things that's kind of taking me away from my thoughts. So yeah, so that's me. So that's the tag. Thank you to Errol for creating it. I had a lot of fun doing it. Let me know if you're doing it, and you know what your picks are, what books you're reading in isolation and quarantine. I hope you're all well and safe though, and happy reading at home. And I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye bye.